Everybody knows that having some storable food on hand in the event of a disaster is absolutely necessary. Having some food that's already prepared and doesn't require any extra cooking is a great plan because you're not always going to have time to cook. So of course, MREs become the go-to for those kind of situations. The downside to MREs are they can be really expensive. Plus, sometimes the food is really questionable at best, or it just contains things that you don't like and you end up wasting a lot of food. So the solution to this is to make them yourself. Now, I've seen a ton of videos doing this. In fact, I've done several videos of this myself. One of the problems that you run into a lot of times is people will just buy a pack of tuna and a candy bar and call it done. But I like to present a little bit more of a challenge. I like to make it something that I can truly enjoy, because nothing is better for morale in a bad situation than good food. So today I went to my local Kroger and I picked up some items to create my own MRE. Now, if you've seen any of my homemade MRE videos, you know that there are rules to this process. Rule number one, all of the food in this MRE has to be ready to eat without any additional preparation. It can't be anything that requires some kind of reconstitution or cooking in order to be able to eat it. Rule number two, everything has to have at least a 1-year shelf life from the time that I package it up. Yes, I do realize that the shelf life that's put on food is not a cutoff date necessarily. That's just as long as the company can guarantee that it's fresh. However, if I package things with a 1-year shelf life, I know that if it does go over, it's still going to be fresher than if I bought things that are going to expire next week and then I don't get around to eating this thing until next year. Rule number three, in this MRE, I need a selection of items. I need an entree, a side, a walking around snack, a beverage of some sort, and a dessert. Let's dive into this and see what I've got in this homemade MRE from Kroger. So here it is, my homemade MRE from Kroger, slightly exotic, and I think you guys are gonna get a kick out of this. So let's tear into it. So for this one, I cheated just a little bit. Instead of having a meal and a side, they're both included in one. I picked up this organic Indian chickpeas curry with steamed rice. This sounds right up my alley. I love this kind of stuff. It is a vegetarian dish. Typically, I'm not a vegetarian. I'm an absolute carnivore. But for this particular one, because it was so all-inclusive, I went with this vegetarian option. Go figure. So even though that one came with rice, I did get another side dish, which is also equally exotic. I got these tandoori roasted chana chickpeas, and I'm really anxious to try these. I love chickpeas, and I'm gonna get my share of fiber out of this meal. For my walking around snack, I got sweet and spicy smokehouse jerky. Love some jerky. For my dessert, I got one of my favorite candies. I got Skittles. And for my beverage, I got a pack of Crystal Light lemon iced tea. So let's get this meal ready. I'm hungry, I'm ready for lunch, and I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna prepare this. So I brought with me today my Barrow Cook flameless ration cooker. This operates the same way as the military MRE flameless ration heaters. The way this works is these little snaps pop up. I've done a video on this. If you want to go back and look at that, I'll put a link in the description below. But inside is a stainless steel bowl, and you can either pour your food directly into that and cook in it. It does pop out for easy cleaning. Or you can opt to put it in there in the packaging. I'm gonna pour it in here because the packaging is not gonna fit in here, but if you're using small packs like the pre-cooked pasta packs or tuna packs or something, those will fit right in there in the package and you won't have to mess it up and clean it later. So we remove the package, drop it inside the Barrow Cook. I'm gonna add the food into the little cooking bowl before I start the heat because this thing cranks up quick. Right, so it's not much to look at, but it's not bad. Now I need to pour just a little bit of water into the little cooker, just enough to get that good and saturated. While we're getting that going, we're gonna go ahead and make our beverage. Can you hear the sizzle? There it goes, now we're cooking. All right, so we're gonna drop this in. Snap the top back on it. And lunch is underway. This is looking really good so far. I'm really anxious to dive into this. So let's get some more stuff out onto a plate so we can see what this all looks like. Let's get some of these chickpeas. Jerky. There's so much food in the items that I bought that there's no way I'm going to be able to eat it all in one meal. If you have a really hearty appetite, then absolutely you could put it away. But the great thing about this is I can package some of this stuff back up, put it back in the bag, and then carry it around and have some more later. So let's go ahead and try some of this stuff, see how it is. All right, so let's try some of these chickpeas. Those are good. They're surprisingly tender. I did not expect that texture. I kind of thought they would be more dry and kind of a hard crunch like a corn nut. They're very tender, not soft, just very tender. Good crunch to them, great flavor, some heat in the back of the mouth. A little bit more spice than I thought there was going to be. Those are super tasty. That would make me very happy if I had that to snack on in a disaster. All right, so let's give this jerky a taste. See how this is. That's good stuff. I kind of wish I'd tried it before I tried the chickpeas because the strong flavor of the chickpeas kind of cooked my taste buds a little bit. So I didn't get as much of the flavor from the beef jerky, but it's a great texture. Once again, super tender, just like it should be. It doesn't feel like it's trying to pull my teeth out of my head. That was tasty. That's good stuff. Got our Crystal Light beverage. It tastes like a prepackaged water additive drink. It's not bad. It's not my favorite. I don't really care for the flavor of the artificial sweetener that they use in these. But if I needed something to drink, I wouldn't throw it away. I really like these things. They're so good. Let's get a little more of that. The rest is still cooking along. Hey, if you've stuck around this long in the video, how about doing me a favor? Give this video a like. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell so you can be made aware of upcoming videos. Let's get back to lunch. Okay, our chickpea curry is done. One of the cool things about this barrow cook is, of course, it gets hot because of just the nature of what it is. There is a neoprene sleeve around it that lets you hold on to it even though it's hot. It's a really cool idea. I'm glad they thought of that. So there it is, cooked up and ready to eat. Let's get some of this. Let's give it a taste. All right, here we go. Bon appetit. That's pretty tasty. It's got a little heat to it, but not a lot. It actually could benefit from a little bit of hot sauce. So if I had some with me, I would definitely put a little bit on there just for the flavor of it. It's a very mild flavored dish. You can taste the curry, you can taste the chickpeas, you can taste the basmati rice, but it's not an overwhelming flavor. But that's part of what makes this good because the roasted chickpeas are very strong. So having an entree that's a little more mild is not a bad thing. Let's get a little bit more of this. That's not a bad lunch right there. I would get this again. I would eat this just, as a regular meal. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't try the Skittles. Nothing like finishing off this exotic MRE with some good old-fashioned American Skittles. So there it is, my exotic MRE from Kroger. That was rather enjoyable. It was good food. I don't think I found anything in there that I wouldn't buy again. That was good. I would definitely package up one of these to put aside for a disaster or even just for one of those days when you can't break out of the office and you need some food. Have that sitting in a drawer, break it out. You've got lunch. Or if you just want an easy meal to put together to throw in your backpack for when you arrive at camp on your first night of hiking or something like that, this is a great way to go. It definitely beats the prepackaged military MREs. The quality of food's better. The choices are better because I can make what I want to eat, and I know that I'm not going to throw any of this away. So what are your thoughts? What was your favorite item in there? Have you tried any of this stuff? Let me know what your thoughts are. Or if you build your own homemade MRE, tell me about it. What did you put in it? That's all I've got for this one. Lunch is done. I got to get back to work. And until the next time, prepare for the world that you live in, not the one you wish existed. See you around.